Hi, good afternoon to one and all. This is Ruth Sidenki from TSWRDCW Warangal West College. First of all, I'm greatly delighted to be here in front of you all today. Friends, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Shall we start our topic? So, before going into our topic, I want to discuss a story with you all. And the story is about the person who is a great motivational speaker, evangelist, philanthropist, and an author too. And if you see, the person is a source of inspiration to many people who went across the country. And in one word, we can say that the number of the countries he visited would be more than his age. So, do you want to know who is that person? Before going into know who is that person, let's see some more points about his life story. The birth of the person itself is a big tragedy. When he was born, his mom wept and his father vomited by looking at him. Because do you know why? He was born without arms and legs, and we can say his life is without limbs. So the parents don't know how to carry him until his 3 months. And also the man he wanted to slay his life many times. He regretted for why he was born. He was angry on the God. God, why did you give me such type of like? Why I am so abnormal like others? He wept many times. But do you know, today he is a motivational speaker not only in his own country, which is in Australia, but all over the world, all over the country. He has millions of followers. Just look into the picture, friends, how he is looking. See, you can see he is having no arms, no legs. His life is only without limbs. And do you know, he does a 350-degree spin in the water, and he drives car, and he plays football with a small foot from his body. And you know, he is a father and a good husband to his wife. But I told before, like he wanted to die many times. He don't want to live his life because he's abnormal. But one fine day, a small thing changed him. Do you know what is that? One day when he was thinking all negative about him, his mom bought a paper towards him, and when he was going across the newspaper, he found an article. In that article, it became the turning point of his life. In that article, it was written that a physically challenged man is giving training to many. By looking at that, by reading at that thing, the man got reflected a lot, and that time he posted all positive vibes in himself, and he decided that I should not kill my life. I should not think negative of my life. I should do something to the people, and I won't be like this today onward. That man decided at that moment. By reading a small thing in the article reflected him. Reading always reflected. So, as I told, the number of countries he visited would be more than his age. His age is 35. If you'll just look at here, here is described. His age is 35, but the number of countries he went around is 56 countries. He is a motivational speaker and an evangelist, means who spreads about the gospel. So, an article in the newspaper changed his life. See, friends, you have seen him. He's just physically challenged, and we are physically fit. So, the man like him, reading a small thing in the newspaper, when he get reflected such, and he explored around the world and became an icon now. Just imagine how would we become if we read like. Yes, I hope you all have understand today what I'm going to speak about. Yes, my topic is about the reading and its reflection. So friends, as I'm telling about reading an article changes man's life, and reading reflects people. According to you, what is reading actually? So when you are reading, are you just pretending? So most of us do, like as we have to do something in a day, most of the people read. But actually, what is reading according to you? How do you feel when you are holding a magazine, journal, or a book in your hand? So I want to say about, just look into the description. Reading is an interactive process between the reader and the text. Yes, fine, interactive process. So friends, you all know, like when you are discussing a secrets, most of us say that don't reveal the secrets as the walls have ears. The same way the book has mouth and a mindset which can give you a great information and which can understand all your sorrows, griefs, happiness and what is going on your mind. As they describe, like reading is an interactive process. See friends, when you are holding something, so when you immerse in reading, whatever you are reading, some negative thoughts, if whatever you are feeling, that feeling would be understood by the book, and what all the answer you want, it will be come from the book, and in which the readers and the knowledge to build, to create and to construct meaning. As I told, it gives you the knowledge. So if you have a good companion, what does you do? You just discuss with them about your problems or whatever you're going with. At the same time, the friend gives you some suggestion, he speaks to you, he tells something to you. As the same way, a book is a good companion. It gives you the knowledge and it used to create and construct meaning. Suppose you don't understand about the thing, it helps you to understand the thing. So reading is an interactive process, so which you can think it is as a best companion ever. So my dear buddies, whenever you are reading, do you know, we are going across different types of reading. So we are reading magazines, newspapers, contents, etc. But how many of you know what type of reading you are doing in a day? So let's see, there are some types of reading. Just look into the picture friends, there are some types of reading. So, and the first type, so I'm taking an example. Daily morning we used to get newspapers in our college. And we are having only a 15 minutes time to complete the newspaper. What does you do? You just open the paper, the pictures which look good and attractive you will just see, and you will just read the heading given below. And the picture and the words and the font which is highly decorated and the font style is different, and if it's highlighted with something notes, you'll just go through it, and remaining part of it you'll skip off that one and you will just read the important heading. So what type of reading is it? It is called skimming, a text which is read quickly to get general idea of the topic. So what you are doing there, what you are getting general idea of the topic. Such type of reading is called skimming. What we are doing when we are not having a time, just when we are going our headings, that type of reading is called skimming. And the next, before our semester exams, what we all used to do? Yes, my dear friends, if you do just like skimming, if you just go on only through the headings and if you skip off it, it'll just become a flop, your exam becomes flop. So this type of reading, when you go deeply into the specific information, when you read out the topic for having something special information to write or to explore, that type of reading is called scanning, a text which is read quickly in order to find specific information. So which is unlike skimming. Skimming is a type which we get to read to get general idea, and scanning where we go deeply into the topic. These are two types. And next, if we see another type of reading, like as everybody say, when you play a game, you get some physical fitness, at the same time you get very good pleasure, enjoyment. But when you are doing reading, at the same while it happens in reading also, that type of reading is called extensive reading, which involves learners reading texts for enjoyment and to develop general reading skills. Yes friends, as I told, when you are playing a game, you are getting enjoyment, and at the same time your body will be physical fit. So when you are reading, suppose I am taking the example of an Harry Potter book, you are getting a lot of enjoyment. You will go into the Harry Potter world and you will get enjoyment. At the same time, what you are doing? You are developing your general reading skills. Of course, when you are reading something, it develops your general reading skills. When you are reading, when you are having the enjoyment or pleasure, that type of reading is called extensive reading. And next, look into the slide, and the another type of reading, that is called intensive reading. Intensive reading, what does it do? It involves learners reading in detail with specific learning aims and tasks. Okay friends, aims and tasks. Suppose take the example of a super student. What we are doing when the topic is given to us, are we just doing skimming or scanning? We are going through the topic with a specific aim and task. When the topic is given to us, we are reading, we are immersing, we are involving into the topic, and for a specific aim and task we are learning it called. This type of reading is called intensive reading. So friends, here are the types of reading: the skimming, scanning, extensive and intensive reading. So when you are reading this type, don't forget like what type of reading you are doing. So these are the types of reading. As we are discussing about a topic, there should be some uses definitely. As everybody say reading is a good habit, it has a number of uses. So let's see what are the uses of reading. Look into the picture, and the first one is mental stimulation. Yes friends, suppose we take the example of the scientists. We know there are great scientists in our world. As they belong to the science background or technical background, they are the avid readers of the books. What are they? They are the avid readers of books. What does they do? Even though they are busy in doing their works, they just go to the books, they just go to the novels and read a lot and lot. I would like to take the example of the scientist who recently passed away, that is Stephen Hawking. What did he do? He is an avid reader of books. Even though he is physically challenged, sitting in a wheelchair, he used to read a number of books. What does it do? It makes your brain more active, more sharpened, and it stimulates your brain, as that you will get mental stimulation. So all the avid readers used to read lot of books, which helps us to get mentally stimulated. And the next thing is, look into the slide, and the next thing is stress reduction. What is it friends? Stress reductions. I can see many people, if you take the examples of the old people, after they get retired, you see most of the old people early in the morning they get sit with the newspapers or some books. So in this present generation, if we'd like to take, there are people like the children are busy with their jobs, works, and the grandchildren are busy with smartphones and etc. So they don't find time to share the stress, so their views or their feelings. So they feel stress in themselves. So what does they do? They just go with the books. When they are going with the books, they involve into the character and they just forget all their sorrows or problems or the stress. It helps to reduce the stress. And next, if I take the example of the busy people, busy workers, what does they do? You know, they carry nearly, when they are traveling for hours and hours long journeys, they carry some novels, some books in their cars, so it can take them away from the stress what they are feeling, like how they are exhausted. They just come out of the stress when they are reading the books. And some people, those who don't find a time to just relax, when they go into the washrooms, they carry some books and read it. At that moment they are getting the stress reduction. So reading is useful to get mentally stimulated and stress reduction. And the next one is knowledge. We'll get an immense knowledge when we read a lot of books. See, whatever we are reading, we'll remember it for some time. When we are reading it, definitely we'll remember it. But when a particular tackle situation comes to your life, when we need to tackle the situations, that knowledge where we have read, the some points or the other points, it will become useful to us to use. It becomes useful to us, like to useful in present situations. So that knowledge will develop when we read different magazines, newspaper and books. And next I would like to explain about the vocabulary expansion. Yes friends, when we are exposed to number of books, reading lot of magazines, newspapers, you'll get a very good vocabulary. So I think you have observed when I introduce myself, I have introduced like, first of all, I'm greatly delighted to be here. So as I gone through many books, as I was reading, I came to know this word. So I got a better vocabulary and I used a good word. So if you're not, consequently, if you're not gone with reading this, how would you say, first of all, I'm being lucky to be here? So these type of words we would be using. When you go through the books and reading, there'll be different words, new words come to you, and you'll become to know how the pronunciation, how we should start a passages, how we should introduce ourselves, and where should we use the grammar and everything. A lot of vocabulary will be gaining by reading a different type of books. And not only that, when we when we use good, when we go through the reading of books, the vocabulary will helps us others to listen, and when you have a great vocabulary, you will become a good orator. So many people will be happy to listen your speak, like it will be very catchy, the words which will be used. So definitely that will reading, you'll develop your vocabulary skills. And next, if you see memory improvement. Yes friends, while reading you'll improve your memory. How? See, suppose you take the example of a novel. You are reading it, there will be different characters coming into the novel. So when you are reading that novel, different characters you need to remember. So when you are in the journey of the novel, so you will be remembering like that character, this character. In the same way, it is giving work to your brain. In that way, your memory is being improved. So as you are remembering the characters in the, not only in the novel, any story, any magazine, any incident, you will just, if you take any news also, when such thing happen, you will remember the person, thing, and the state and the place and the situation where it happened. So memory, it improves a lot of memory. And next, if you'll see stronger analytical thinking skills. Yes friends, of course reading helps you to get stronger analytical thinking skills. If you're not a good reader, let's look into the slide. Mr. and Mrs. Vema have two children, Disha and Ravi. Ravi married Rani, daughter of Mrs. Khanna. Sunny, son of Mr. Khanna, married Geeta. Monu and Tony are born to Sunny and Geeta. Reena and Veena are the daughters of Rani and Ravi. What is Reena relation to Disha? See, it takes nearly 10 to 15 minutes, friends, isn't it or not? If you're not a good reader, like daily, if you're not habituated to read something, you won't be able to catch that answer, what would be the answer immediately. If you are going to read daily, if you develop your reading skills, if you are habituated to read daily, it will be very easy, like within 2 minutes you'll get to understand the answer what would be. So what is the Reema relation to Disha? So she will be the niece to the Disha. So that will be the answer. In this way, if you go and read, it will develop your stronger analytical thinking skills. What will it do? It will improve your stronger analytical thinking skills. Without reading it for one time, for the first time, you will never gain it. If you go and read with different books and different questions also, you will be coming to develop your stronger analytical thinking skills. And next, and look into the next, improved focus concentration. Of course, when you are reading, your focus and concentration will be completely on the book. What will be? Where it will be? It will be complete concentration on the matter or the content what you are reading. In that way, what is it doing? It is improving your concentration. So your mind is getting work. When the mind is good, whole your body will be good. So when you are going on reading, the focus, suppose you take your madam has given a task to you, complete it within some minutes. So what does you do? You will be concentrating on that and you'll be focusing on that, so that you will improve your focus concentration on what you are doing, on what topic you are doing. And if you take story books are the best, like you'll have a good concentration. You'll improve, like how can you concentrate, and you'll get to know you can be a tranquil person. Like as the books are very peaceful, you'll be very tranquil and you'll be able to concentrate, as there will be no disturbance when you are reading it. And the next thing is, just looking to the slide, it will improve your better writing skills. Yes, what does it do? It improves your better writing skills. Yes friends, how does, when you are going through many books, referring many books, papers and everything, you will get a good, you will be copying or imitating the style, cadence and fluidity of the author. As the same way, how the musicians, if they're the new musicians, what does they do? They copy the style of the favorite singers. I mean, if they are the first learners, they copy the style of the favorite singers or the music or the album which they like. They'll just go through it and they'll just follow. So they'll be learning how we can sing a song. So in this way, if I'll sing, I'll gain it. And it's the same way as the painters. If they are the beginners, what does they do? They just go through the previous artist's paints photographs, portraits, and they'll be just learning, I can do like this, I can learn like this. So they'll be copying us. As the same way, if you are exposed to a lot of vocabulary and lot of good content in the book, when you're reading, you'll be understanding how the author has started writing the book, how the author started, how did he ended up the matter, what was the interesting thing, where did he stress the points. So you'll be getting the fluidity and cadence when you go across lot of books, so it will help you to get better writing skills. So nowadays better writing skills are very important. What are the reviews, what are the views you want to explain, it is very important to have better writing skills. So when you read, it will help you to get better writing skills. And if you look into the next slide, tranquility. So reading helps you to be tranquil. When you're talking to a friend or in a classroom or in a music or in a theater, everywhere, it may disturb you. But when you're holding a book or when you're reading anything, it'll just make you to be calm, peace. So when you read, you know how to be peaceful, your mind will be peaceful, you will be able to sit. So go in a place, and when you sit in a place and when you can hold a book, your mind will be just peace and very tranquil. Like you'll be going through the book, you will be reading it, there will be no disturbance as you're focused on the book and there is no disturbance. See, suppose when you're talking to a people, there will be sometimes they'll be obstructing your words or they'll be interfering to you or something may happen, but a book, it never does anything because it is very peaceful, because it is very lovable to us. Whatever, when we are opening a book according to our situation, it'll just give us the information and it'll just understands our situation, that's it. And it'll be very peaceful. And also it always teaches us to be good, and it explains in a peaceful way where we can understand clearly. So reading helps you to be tranquil and you will gain a lot of knowledge. And the next thing is, look in the slide, you will get free entertainment. Yes friends, you will get free entertainment. Suppose you wanted to watch a movie, you need to spend some money, or anything you wanted to do, you need to spend money. But when you wanted to read a book, it comes for free. I mean, if you really wanted to read a book, we are having a library, good library, campus or outside in every district. When you go for there, you'll get them for pretty cheaper. And what is the free entertainment? See, if you think, if you're going to a snow world, it becomes your entertainment. Open a book and you'll entertain freely. Whatever is there in the snow world, you'll be coming to know. Whatever there is the rides of the water, you'll come to know. See, when you are reading, you can't go into the Harry Potter world. I can take the example of the Harry Potter. You can't go into the Harry Potter world. What is a philosopher's stone? You can't go and meet with the Emma Watson. But when we are opening a book, you are getting free entertainment. When you are reading, when you are involving in it, you are enjoying the moment. Not only that, when you live a number of lives, what of the book you open, what are the thing you are going through it, so you'll get definite number of entertainment with you. And if you want to learn the music, if you want to learn the dance, everything is given in the books. So while reading the books, you'll get very free entertainment, I can say. As these are the number of uses while reading books. Reading has a lot of uses. So friends, follow these. Reading, never stop reading. And as reading books gives us a lot of uses, knowledge, everything, there are many people who are very successful, source of inspiration and the great personalities who are the examples to many people. So I took the examples of some people who are the readers of very good books and who are successful people. The book as a topic is the reading reflects people. Let's look in some of the instances of the great peoples who got reflected by reading books. Just look into the slide, and the first one is William Shakespeare. In one word we can say he's the king of the English poet and is a great writer in the English language and world's preeminent dramatist. See friends, he got reflected by reading the book Michael de Montaigne. See, whenever it comes to literature, every people take him as an example, as an inspiration. Everybody loves his stories, novels, etc. His poets are really beautiful. But without reading anything, does Shakespeare is here today? No. By reading so many previous author books, there will be some or the other things which reflected him. There will be one thing which made him to be a great author till now where everybody use his name because of reading something. Today he became a great writer, and his stories Romeo and Juliet and Michael de Montaigne and everything were the great lovable books and which has a great soul and every people. So by reading these books he got really reflected. And if you look into the next picture, he is a great person, Abraham Lincoln. We all know about Abraham Lincoln. He is the 16th president of USA, American statesman and lawyer. See friends, he got reflected by reading some of the books like the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin and Robinson Crusoe, The Complete Adventures. So these are the books. Like you see Abraham Lincoln, his situation was very pathetic. He used to live in a very low conditions, like he does not have money to buy a book or go. What he used to do when he used to go to his friend's home, and he used to borrow the books and sit under the street lamps, and he read so many books. He's just a lover of books. He read many books, and he was, see, that gave him a spirit. The books gave him a spirit, confidence, and that made him the president of the one of the developed country, that is USA. And many times he was forward, he was stepped backward, he was rejected many times. At the age of tenure, at the tenure of 45, he became the president. Abraham Lincoln, he really got reflected by reading some books. Not only some he read, he went across many books. And if we see the next person, he is a great person. Because of him, today we are here. Look into the picture, friends. He is none other than Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Yes, he is Ambedkar. Today, as we are standing here, as most of the scheduled castes studying in such a great institutions are because of him. See, he not only one word, like we can't say he read that book, this book. He has a personal library. All people are shocked to know how he has collected 15,000 books in his library. He is just a lover of books. See, he has read the lives of many people, and because he understood the situations of what is happening in our country, and reading many great books made his mind sharper and think about the situation, and he was become very great stand. Just look into the picture, friends. There are some of the books what he has written, like Riddle in Hinduism, Annihilation of the Caste, Organizer magazine. See, if you see, there is a library where he has collected so many books. He is an Indian jurist, economist, politician and social reformer. See, if we just read those books, we will get reflected a lot. There are many people got reflected by reading his book and working as a social reformers and who are helping the society because of the books. See, Ambedkar, today, as the reason he has written the constitution, he read many books, he studied under the street lamps. So Ambedkar is a great thing. And one more thing, a great thing about Ambedkar is that when he has come from abroad, most of the people brought different type of clothes, perfumes and good products from the different products from the abroad. But what did Ambedkar do? You know, he brought a trunk full of books and kept in his library. That is a great thing about him. That's why, because of one man who got reflected from books, today these many people are surviving. That is a reflection of the books. That is the spirit and the energy of the books, which can change millions of people, thousands of people, and make the better country ever. The one word, the books reflected a lot. And if you see the next picture, look into the slide, friends. She is a great writer, that is J.K. Rowling. She is a British novelist, screenwriter, famous for writing Harry Potter. As I have been saying, Harry Potter, it is one of the best books ever, and she got multiple awards. See, friends, this J.K. Rowling, she got inspired, reflected by reading the book Emma, written by Jane Austen, and the Little White Horse. See, as she now in the market, her book has nearly 650 million copies sold. Such a great, it has millions of copies sold, her book, and there are number of followers for her writings. There are 9 series of Harry Potters. She's a famous writer, and do you know how much she struggled to bring that Harry Potter book into the market? So 9 times she was rejected. J.K. Rowling, she is a woman who is very stand. By reading some books made her see, one time we got rejected, we may lose our interest, 2 times, 3 times, but many times she got rejected, and she got such a great spirit and confidence by reading those books, and today what she is because of the books what she has gone through. So J.K. Rowling is a great source of inspiration. And next we see Albert Einstein, and he is also a great reader of books. The book which is read by him is A Treatise of Human Nature, David Hume. He's a physicist and he wrote many books. And next if we see Abdul Kalam Azad, we can say like APJ Abdul Kalam. He is the missile man of India and the 11th president of India, scientist, DRDO, ISRO, and author. See, he is an author. At the same times he has told that what made him like this because of some books. Those are Lights from Many Lamps and Tirukural. These are the books which inspired him a lot, and he is an avid reader of books, and he is the most lovable of the books. And the books not only read by him, but the books written by him are very reflectant to each and every people. The book Winds of Fire, Ignited Minds, and India 2020, these are the very inspiring book. If you just go through this book, will really get reflected. And Vision 2020, how much he struggled like to bring India a develop, like how much he has written in the books, it will be given. If we read those books, definitely we will be get reflected. Not only the books written by Abdul Kalam, but also the quotes which will be, if we see number of post quotes in Google or in website, they will be very inspiring. Just if you think, if you go deep into the quote which he written by him, they will be very reflecting, and a second can change you. So, and if next you can see the businessman, that is world's richest man, that is Bill Gates, and the book read by him is Stephen Pinker, The Better Angels of Our Nature. See, and not only that, many CEOs, many businessmen, they read, even though they have very busy schedule, they go with the books. They read lot of books, and he is an author, he is a philanthropist and founder of Microsoft. So that reading those books made him world's richest man. So when the books, these are the instances of some great personalities. When these people reading books, getting reflected and standing in such a position, just imagine, why can't we be there in that place? Yes, we can be in that place. And most of the people, like when you are reading also, just don't pretend and just don't read as you have to read. Just look at here, when you are holding a book, try to sit with peace of mind while reading a book, and choose a book which is apt to your mind and situations. Try to enhance the vocabulary through the book. Involving and imagining the situations will be memorable. See friends, these are the tips where while you are reading a book, these will be very useful. When you are holding a book, really sit with peace of mind, and when you open, choose a book which will apt to your mind according to your situation. Suppose you are happy, suppose you are confident, but something is making you to freak out, just go through a book which will suit you, which will make you more stronger and stronger. And when you're reading a book, don't just read and don't just skip off the words which are having high vocabulary. Just try to enhance the vocabulary through the book and just note down the points you will be knowing. And when you are reading, what does you do? You have to involve in the situation. You just think like you are the character in the book, then it will be very memorable to you, and you will find enjoyment, pleasure, everything will be come to you. And one thing I want to tell you that friends, see, look into the picture. I have gone through a wonderful book which is very fascinating, that is The Alchemist, written by Paulo Coelho. This is the reflection of Alchemist on me is like when I was reading this book, I got really a great experience. Like when I was reading this book, I came to know many things. This is a very easy book. See, if you can see this book, I suggest and request you all to read this book. This book has nearly 65 million copies sold. This conveys a very good message to you all. What is the story in the book is like, when I was reading first, I was unable to find out, but when I was going reading and reading, some points it was like I need to read 1 or 2 times. Some points I may not understand easily. But when I was reading, I imagined the story is about a shepherd boy. I imagined in the situation. I thought that it was me in the book, and I really loved this book. It is very fascinating, and the book is about the dreams. When you get a dreams, the universe will conspire you to achieve your dream. That is about the book. The boy gets a dream like he will find a treasure in his life and he will be most successful. So he chased for his dreams. So I love a beautiful quote from this book. Till now I don't know, I have never known like there is a quote, such a quote like this, and there is a word will be like that, and the things what will do to achieve a thing. But when I came across the book, The Alchemist, that time only I have come to know there is the word from the book is that anything you want to do with your will and hope, the whole world conspires you to achieve it. Yes, whatever you want to achieve, the world and the universe conspires you to achieve. That is the best thing I have come to know. And see, that gives me the confidence, like today I want to be here to tell super student, yes, everything supports me to achieve it. Not only that thing, anything, most of you have your dreams, you have to have dreams and you have to make them successful. But by reading this book, I have come to know, like, it gives me very good interest and it gave me lot of information. But do you think like all books are fiction, they are just the stories, but it never happen in real life situation? No friends, it happens in real life situation. Though some are fiction, there will be some useful, but most of the books are connected to real life situations. Yes, most of the books are connected to real life situations. Yes, just look into the picture. As I told, the boy had got a dream like he's finding a treasure and he made his dream true, as if same way it happened in a real life, and is a live example. That is a former captain of Indian cricket team, that is Sachin Tendulkar. He is the man who made his dream true. Yes, Sachin Tendulkar, he has written the book Chase Your Dreams. When he was child, he used to get a dream like he is holding a World Cup in his hands and he is becoming the captain. He chased for his dream and he's made his dream true, as just same like from the book Alchemist, how the boy went for the treasure as to make his dream true. Same the thing Sachin Tendulkar has done it. So the books convey the real stories and which will really reflect you. While I was reading the book, I got many things, like I got really good concentration on the book and I got really like very tranquil peace of mind, and the vocabulary also really, I have come to know many new words while reading the book, and the story is really inspiring to everybody, as I suggested you all to go with the book and never stop reading books. In the same way, when one thing I want to say this is, look into the picture. A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one. Yes, once again, a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never reads lives only one life. Yes, friends, a reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. How does he read a different? Because he will read different life stories, biographies, autographs. He will be the part of the story when he is reading. As we told, we have to involve and we have to inculcate that it's our story. So he lived 1,000 lives. He will be in some Emma story, he was in the White Horse story, he will be in Benjamin Franklin story, he will be in the every story, he will be in Tirunal story, he will be the Alchemist, and he will be in a half girlfriend story. So he'll see many lives, but then the one who never read at least a quote, at least a paper, at least a journal, he'll read only his simple life. So a reader who will read, definitely he lives 1,000 lives. And if you see one more thing into the picture, like books are the plane, the road, the train, and they are the destination, they are the journey. Yes, friends, books are the plane, the train, and the road, they are the destination, and the journey, they are home. Yes, if you read the books and they are the plan, they will take you, they are really your destination. It all depends on yourself, how you read, how you choose the way, where you should be, whether you should be in your room itself or whether you should go in a plane or everything will be depending on your reading. And one word I want to say you, that is, just looking to the picture, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Yes, once again, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Yes, if you are a good leader, definitely tomorrow you'll become a leader. How you think? Because when you read, you'll get so many things. Those things will be useful one or the other times in your life. In every situation, they'll become useful to you. So if you are a reader, tomorrow you'll definitely become a leader. As I took the examples of many great people, they are all the leaders. Of course, they are the great leaders. Not only them, if you take many people, if you say there is a famous writer like author in our India, that is Chetan Bhagat. He's a good reader of books and he's the number one author in our India. That is, he has written many books which are loved by many people, which are getting inspired by his stories. Everybody has different stories, but all the readers who, if you just imagine, just think in your mind about the leaders who are there, they are all the readers. And you may be getting a one doubt, like all the readers, does they become a leader? Some of them may not. For that also I have a thing to say you, that not all the readers are the leaders, but all the leaders are the readers. Yes friends, not all the readers are the leaders, but who all the leaders have become, they are the leaders. You just think it is right or not, but definitely all the leaders are the readers. One fine day they all have come across reading number and number of books. So what I want to tell you is, the reading should become a habit to you. As how you brush daily, the reading should become a habit, and you all should become the reading addicts. What you should become, you don't, my dear buddies, you just don't confine to your room, smartphones, your PCs or your tablets or anything. You just stick attached to the books and love them. They'll show you a different world, they'll take you into different world. I hope you all have understand. And I think most of them got reflected by reading a quote, a lesson, a book, a paragraph from the story, or a quotation or a sentence, and anything from the book. It will definitely inspire you and reflects you. So I want like all of you to read. If you are not a good reader, at least start from today. It will help you and it will fetch you a good future and good knowledge. If you read, nothing will be lost. You in the sense, in advance you will get more and more knowledge, which is very helpful and which makes you excellent. Do you know, most of the people likes a good orator who have good communication, good vocabulary, and good motivational speaker. Why? Because when they come across many books, they find out new words and they know how to attract the people. By reading, you'll come to know, you'll get attracted. So my suggestion, my dear friends, if you're not a good reader, at least start from now. You just think about the libraries, books in our campuses, make use of it. Just if you find, at least if when you open a book, at least when you open a magazine, just read what is there in the magazine. It will definitely stuck to your mind. It may be useful to you. In one or the other day, it becomes useful to you. So everything, the reading reflects every people. Either some things reflect or not, but reading definitely reflects you all. So once again, I want to remember you that like reading reflects all the people. If you have a doubt, like just think about all the life stories of the great peoples. They'll be telling like the good habit they are having is reading books, not only books, magazines, newspaper, journals, everything. In this competitive world, if you want to just survive as an excellent and outstanding student, you need to have a good knowledge. Simply you won't get the good knowledge until you read or come across lot of news. See what are the current issues you are going. You may be just hearing such thing is happening. If you think about, I am taking the example of triple talaq. It is given triple talaq. You will know that is happening, that is, there is a triple talaq. But until and unless you go across deeply into the matter, if you don't read, you won't understand what is the thing. So everything in this world, we should be aware of each and everything. So when you read only, consequently you will be getting everything into your mind, so it makes you to a leader. When you are sitting in a group, whoever speaks more, whoever has good knowledge becomes excellent. People choose them to speak more and give them the chances. So if you read, if you get reflected from the books, you will definitely become a leader. Once again, I want to say you that not all the readers are leaders, but all the readers are leaders. Today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Definitely, if you just at least understand what is given in the cover page of the book, sometimes it will reflect you. At least when you see a quotation, don't just like it and scroll it. You just try to understand what is given you do, because it will definitely helpful to you and it gives you a good knowledge. So reading reflects every person. It is the best habit, and once again I am telling you that you should become the addict of reading. It should become a habit, and it should become a not only just a habit and a weekly habit or a monthly habit. It should become a daily habit, like as how you'll take bath, as how you'll brush daily. So thank you once again. And I have got a question from the mail. Like the question is about, Can we solve our problems through reading? Yes, friends, definitely you can solve your problems through reading. How it is? You get some problems in your mind. You are having some problems. When you open a book, when you find out, at least in the Google, if you type, I'm having this problem, you will getting something in the content. So by reading it, at least you will try to solve your problems. And not only that, many books, many magazines convey a lot of good inspirational problem solving and many challenges faced by many people. If you read that thing, you'll definitely solve your problem. So reading is helpful to solve your problems. Yes, friends. And the next question is, will reading reflects everyone's lives? Yes, I have told before, reading reflects every person's life. I'm making you sure once again, I can say you again and again, reading reflects every person, because every people, successful people, have a different life story, and if you read, it will reflect you definitely. Some stories will reflect you, and some situations, as I told, I really got reflected by reading Alchemist. This made me like very fascinated to read so many books. I'm very interested to read novels and more. So by reading a small thing, one book reflected me a lot. But if you just imagine, if you read more and more, it will definitely reflect you. Not only a book, I'm mentioning that a single line, single proverb, single quote, and a line, heading, everything can reflect every person. Yes, that's the answer. And at last, I really want to thank our beloved secretary, Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar sir, who has created the idea of super students and encouraging the students to excel themselves, and not only that, and giving the chance for degree students to prove ourselves by giving the live classes in Mana TV. And next, I would thank to our beloved Principal G. Shankarnath sir, who is very kind, support and cooperative, and who helped me a lot. And I would like to thank my mentor who took a part in my efforts, and all the lecturers who guided me, and all the mentors who have supported me, and all my friends who encouraged me to be here. And finally, the important people I would like to thank is my parents. So whatever the success, they are the people who stood behind my every success. So I thank you. I thank all the people who has encouraged me and supported me today. And I'll finally thank TSAT Mana TV channel for giving the students like us to show our talent in this. Thank you one and all.